The rate of inflation recorded between February 2019 and February 2020 stays at 7.8%, which is the same figure recorded for last month. This, the Ghana Statistical Service says, is as a result of the continuous performance of food and non-alcoholic beverages group, which has been the main driving factor with the current inflation. This means the prices of food as well as general goods and services between the period recorded little or no price change. Here's Acting Deputy Statistician David Combat announcing the rate to journalists a while ago.
For the price index is collected from 44 market centers across the country each month, out of which we compute the consumer price index and inflation. The key variables here are prices, quantities, and expenditure weights of the items. The price reference year is 2018, and its index is equated to 100. The consumer price index for February 2020 was 112.1, relative to 111.6 in January 2020. And this translates into a yearly inflation of 7.8%. This means that in the month of February 2020, the general price level was 7.8% higher than what was recorded for the month of February 2019. The month-on-month inflation between February 2020 and January 2020 was 0.4%. Now, the food and non-alcoholic beverages remain the main drivers of inflation. You can see the contributions over the 6 months period that we have. It's in yellow. So you can see the contributions are quite high for food and non-alcoholic beverages. The contribution of housing, i.e., including water, electricity, and gas, went down from 10.2% in January 2020 to 8.5% in February 2020. The food division is the largest contributor to the month-on-month inflation for the month of February, but it's less than what was recorded in January 2020.
All right, so the results indicate that the Greater Accra region continues to record the highest rate of inflation on a monthly basis as compared with the Upper West region with the least rate of inflation at 5%. We want to get some more explanation out of these figures, and we're being joined on the phone lines by economist Courage Marty of Databank to give us some perspectives of the latest figures. Good afternoon, Courage. Welcome to the marketplace.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. So I was trying to find out from you if it indicates that nothing much has changed from the month of January and now.
Well, yes. I think this is a sign that price pressures are being firmly contained, and the fact that over the last 12 months we've had upside risk to inflation being offset by downside risk to inflation, and so there's been a lot of stability. So in a situation where over the last 12 months we've seen increased price pressures, the latter part of the year also particularly helped by the recent strong performance of the CD has helped to also curtail price pressure. So during the course of 12 months, upside and downside movement appears to have evened out. And also because inflation expectations of the markets have also been well anchored. And so price development remains very stable. And then we expect that this should continue as far as the CD and other indicators remain broadly anchored.
Now, could there be any effect, with the latest development in the health sector, the coronavirus? Is it having any impact on the inflation for the month of February?
Well, so as far as the stability of inflation is concerned, yes, there's some it's like downside impact on inflation or downward pressure on inflation from that side, but you can only trace it for now through the positive impact it had on currency, because we've noticed a situation where importers' demand for FX has been low, and so it also contributed to the cedi's strong performance, and that has helped stabilize things from that side as far as price pressures or inflation is concerned. However, to the outlook, it could also mean upward pressure to come if our importers cannot get goods in on time to supplement inventories that are being depleted, and that could lead to shortages and then upward pressure on prices. So it could be a double-edged sword if it is not quickly corrected.
Many thanks for your time. Courage Marty is an economist from Data Bank.